What's your concern about the Democrats? They claim to be centrist Democrats and that the socialists are just a squad with no influence.
Yeah, I believe majority, maybe half at least, of Democrats in the United States are absolutely well-meaning, and they just simply naive. They think that Democratic Party is the same as it was 40 years ago. Unfortunately, policies and popularity of someone like AOC and Bernie Sanders tells otherwise. Basically, free healthcare, free college, completely, it is the sign of Democratic Party going towards socialism. So it's very dangerous because next thing happens is discrimination. Discrimination of the most hardworking, wealthy people comes next. Because as Margaret Thatcher said, what happens when you run out of rich people money?
How do you feel seeing this kind of support?
It makes me feel so hopeful. It makes me feel that American people are absolutely the most amazing people in the world. American people are such a freedom people, freedom fighters, such patriots, that they uncovered all this socialist agenda and voted for someone who was running against socialism in 2016, in spite of 99% of negative coverage by media. I'm absolutely hopeful, and I think the United States will lead the whole world away from socialism. I can see that on the streets of LA today.
Well, yeah, but if you turn on the TV stations, they're all saying Trump's baseless charges or allegations are false, without evidence, charges of election fraud.
Absolutely, and thank God for our USA Constitution, which tells us what? Courts decide and Constitution decides those kind of statements. Of course, they're entitled to their opinion, but let's wait for the court decision. And that's, if the court decides one person won, that's who we need to support. But until then...
You had courts in the Soviet Union too. Can you trust a judge there?
Absolutely. It's a very good question, actually. The laws, my dad was a lawyer. He was teaching law at the university. So when I talk to him now, he says the laws were created beautifully. Constitution was written beautifully in the United States. I mean, in the USSR. Nobody just followed that. Absolutely. Judges being biased, it's the biggest threat. But from what I did, from the research I did, currently our federal court is pretty much contains of very balanced judges, in my opinion. It's very, very well balanced.
But will the media taint the jury pool in any cases where people are convinced that Trump is or Trump supporters are rejectionists against what's a legitimate election? Well, again, is the media similar to the way the media was back then in former Soviet Union?
You're absolutely right. It reminds me a lot of that. So basically, when I was growing up, I remember one morning, everybody fascinated with that story. So I'll tell you, I was maybe 10 or 11, and I woke up, it was a Sunday, and I didn't have to go to school. And I woke up and I thought, my God, what a lucky girl I am, because I was born in USSR. I could have been born in the streets of America, the country with a lot of homeless population and crime, where kids cannot even go to school for free. That's what we were taught growing up. And I thought, God, thank God I was born in USSR. Ironically, I said thank God because it was atheist society. But because the media convinced me, the teachers at school were convincing me that America was evil. So the media today reminds me very much one-sided media of Soviet media. And that's why I absolutely support Democrats and Republicans. I think no one-party system is never going to work. It's beautiful that we have at least two parties. So what we used to have, 50%, what we still have, I believe, 50% on the left, 50% on the right, is a beautiful thing. I hope it'll never change, because it's the only road to democracy. And I hope that media someday going to be the same way, 50-50. I really hope so. Actually, I'm seeing that happening. People walking away from one-sided media and going to the unorthodox media, like yourself, your websites, One America or Max News TV or such and such a site, and little news outlets that you can see on web browsers.
Yes.
It's